Hey everybody, Dustin Daniels, candidate for Tallahassee Mayor, answering question number 2 that was submitted to me by the Oasis Center for Women and Girls, focused on women and girls issues. And this question is Leon County ranks 38th out of 67 counties in Florida with a gender earnings ratio of 84.1%, meaning that women earn about 84 cents to every dollar earned by men in comparable positions. This figure is down from 5 years ago when the ratio was actually 89%. What are your thoughts on the gender pay gap, and what are your ideas for eliminating wage disparity? It's a huge issue, and I appreciate the question. First of all, I think it's important to state two things: that I fundamentally am for equal pay for equal work, right? Equality in wages when individuals, men, women, anyone really is doing work that they should be paid the same. But then there's also this question of equity in wages as well. And I also support both pay equity as well as pay equality, because I think that really we need to continuously find ways to empower women and girls in industries that tend to pay lower salaries than other sort of male-dominated industries. I think of things like nurses and teachers. I think that we need to advocate for higher wages in these traditional gendered roles in our society, because obviously I think that we just have not valued that work and that contribution as a society. And so two separate conversations, but I think very important to make that distinction. I think that one of the ways that we might be able to move the needle on this is really just through wage transparency. Obviously in the city government, the county government, and various other government sectors, what a person makes, regardless of what they do, is all public record. And I think that we should lean into that. We should actually make salary information on all of our employees available to the public so that you can see what every single person makes, and that we can begin to, make sure that if there is a wage disparity, I guess from the government side, that we begin to address it. And then also what we can do is provide some carrots and sticks for our local community to do the same thing. I mean, I think if we get enough businesses and folks in the private sector and entrepreneurs to embrace this idea of wage parity, of equality, that what we can do is make sure that people come to the table voluntarily in the very beginning, right? Who would want to work for a company that is basically holding back information about the salaries that they're giving to their employees? What are they hiding, right? If there are so many other employers in our community that are providing that information. I think that's one way, again, that we can start to really just be thoughtful about addressing this issue. And then obviously, if there are ways that we can strengthen our discrimination policies as they relate to not paying women what the work that they're doing, especially as it relates to their male counterparts, that we add teeth to some of those policies and those discrimination ordinances. I know they already exist, but to what extent can we take some actionable steps if, for instance, if discrimination was actually reported to us?